Bill C-11, the law concerning internet censorship, is coming to us faster than we think. And the crackdown on people speaking their mind is already happening, like the story I'm about to tell you. To help us, visit stopthecensorship.ca and sign the petition. Elon Musk officially became Twitter new owner on October 27, a $44 billion acquisition. Many people were pleased to learn that Twitter will become a platform for free speech. Despite this, there was concern by other people that have benefit from all that censorship that Twitter will be flooded with misinformation and disinformation.
Well, Deirdre, there's growing concern about misinformation and hate speech on Twitter since Elon Musk took over after reports of a spike in racist posts on the platform. On Sunday, Musk himself spread misinformation. He tweeted out a link to an anti-LGBTQ conspiracy theory about the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. He deleted the post, which fact-checkers called fake and defamatory, but after it had drawn more than 86,000 likes and 24,000 retweets on the platform.
Early Friday morning, October 28, 82 years old, Paul Pelosi, husband of Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic head of Congress in the United States, was attacked on his property in San Francisco with a hammer. The presumed suspect in this instance is David the Pape. This tragedy has been the subject of several Twitter interactions. First, in a tweet, Elon Musk replied to Hillary Clinton that there is a tiny possibility there might be more to this story than meets the eyes. He linked a Santa Monica Observer article which he withdrew. Many people then shouted at misinformation and conspiracy theory. Matthew Gertz, in a series of 16 Twitter posts, described the situation of a far-right controversy spreading misinformation about this story. In response to Matthew Gertz, YouTuber Viva Frei made a number of points. One of the main publications say, a 16-tweet thread with himself explaining everything that happened before police released body cam footage or disclosed where they found the Pape clothing. And Matthew Gertz accused others of conspiracy theory, disinformation, massive event will generate massive discussion, period. For this post, Viva Frei has received a warning of violating Twitter rule. The platform requests to remove the tweet, and in addition, it was locked out of his Twitter account for an indefinite period of time. Of course, Viva Frei refused to delete the post because he proved the platform right, which he mistakenly believed. Viva Frei got back his account after 24 hours without deleting the tweet and no explanation. But the question remains, shutting down people who question the main story, who make people think for themselves about the situation, can only raise concern about the legitimacy of the story by people. To learn more, let's join Viva Frei. Can you just explain a little bit for the people who don't know what happened to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I presume everybody knows what happened to Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, third in line to the presidency of the United States of America. Her husband was, I won't say allegedly attacked, by all accounts attacked by an intruder at 2 a.m. Friday night. Apparently the intruder broke in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Unclear if he was in his underwear when he broke in or if he got into his underwear after having allegedly broken in. All sorts of questions. It's been making the news left, right, and center. I have been tweeting about it. I mean, I've been looking into it, talking about it, covering it, trying to get the info. And yesterday, I respond to the tweet of an individual named Matt Gertz, who works with Media Matters, which I didn't really appreciate at the time. It's a left-wing, I forget what that's called, a watchdog. It's called a watchdog. He put out a tweet talking about Elon Musk's tweet, because Elon Musk, this is like high school gossip. Hillary Clinton tweeted out, this attack on Paul Pelosi is the direct result of right-wing extremism, political rhetoric that motivates crazies to carry out their political retribution. Elon Musk, in response to her tweet, says, it's not clear if it was a joke, if it was serious. He says, there might be a tiny bit more to the story, and links to an article in a publication called the Santa Monica Observer, which published an article written by, I forget the guy's name, that this was a gay hookup gone wrong at 2 a.m, that Nancy Pelosi's husband is known to be of a certain nightlife, and that this was a hookup gone wrong. Then Elon Musk deletes the tweet and the referenced article. It's not clear if Elon Musk knew that the author of that article and that publication, they published conspiracy theories or fantasy or fan fiction. In 2016, the same author of that article wrote a piece that Hillary Clinton died on September 11th, I don't know what date, and that it's a body double in her place. So that type of news. So it's not clear if he was joking, if he did it as a troll, or if he accidentally believed that Santa Monica Observer was a legit source, but he deletes the tweet. And then this guy, Matt Gertz from Media Matters, comes out in a 16-tweet thread with himself and says, now there's going to be a ton of right-wing conservatives that are going to believe this baseless conspiracy because Elon Musk tweeted it out. And then he goes through it's a rant with himself. And so I responded to one of his tweets and I said, yeah, a total lefty in quotes, but yet you guys are blaming it on the right. Don't let facts get in the way of a good narrative, because the guy, by all accounts, is either left, right, total whack, who knows? I retweet one of his tweets, and then I retweet a third tweet. And this is the one that got me locked out. And it basically says, an individual engages in a 16-tweet thread with himself. What did I say? Presumes to know all the answers. And before the evidence is in, before we've seen the body cam footage, before we know what happened to the attacker's clothing, and he calls other people conspiracy theorists. Within 30 seconds to a minute of that tweet, I'm locked out of my Twitter accounts, as I have been, what time is it now? Almost for 24 hours. So I don't know what it was about the tweet, because it's an innocuous, factually correct, nothing of a tweet. I don't know what happened. I get the email from Twitter saying, delete it if you want to get back in, but deleting it is an acknowledgement that you broke the rules. And I'm like, F you, you didn't even tell me what rule I broke yet. So I've contested it. We'll see what happens. No news yet. But I hear hashtag free Viva Frei might be, on Twitter somewhere. Well, I'll tell them this. If that got flagged, that tweet, because it promoted misinformation and conspiracy theories, it didn't, but whatever. Well, what do you think silencing a voice? And I will say I'm a reasonable voice. What does anyone think silencing a voice is going to do? It's going to make people question this even more. There's a thing called the Streisand effect. If they didn't hear about it, I don't know who has not heard about the Streisand effect in modern day social media. That tweet didn't get me in trouble. It was only the one, you might be able to find it, but it was only the one where I referred to the 16-tweet thread with himself. But it's nuts. It's just weird. You said Elon Musk took over the company, so there should be less censorship. He specified last week, nothing has changed. So it's not like they've implemented or changed the algorithm. It's still the same old system. He hasn't made any material changes yet. He hasn't brought back the banned accounts yet. So it's the same old Twitter, just under new management until he implements changes. But I suspect that this tweet was locked or got flagged. So there was a brigade and 100, 200 people flag the tweet. Twitter does what it does, like, oh, this tweet is generating a spike. We don't know what it is. We're gonna lock the account and see. I suspect that's what happened, but I don't know yet. As of the time of this interview, I haven't gotten a word from Twitter. But this is just going to make more people aware of the problem. It's going to make more people aware of my Twitter feed. They're going to undo this because there's nothing in the tweet that can possibly justify it. And in having done what they've done, they're going to have amplified everything that they wanted, presumably, to suppress through this action. People create the conspiracy theories because this is one of three things within variations. a random attack on Paul Pelosi, a politically motivated attack on Paul Pelosi, in which case you still have to figure out from which side it came, if any, or a personal thing with Paul Pelosi. But the immediate reflexive attempt to politicize it and equate it or draw analogies, link it to January 6th, that's when you get people saying, whoa, we haven't even seen the body cam footage from the cops. We don't know where David DePop's clothing is. And yet people are definitively claiming this is right-wing radical rhetoric that it motivated it and linking it to January 6th. That's going to cause people to become very, very suspicious and think that somebody is maliciously politically weaponizing what might otherwise have a apolitical or even a personal matter explanation as relates to Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, and their lifestyle. But whatever. All that to say, the more people politicize it, the more suspicious people are going to get, and the more conspiratorial they're going to get.
It's still the time. If you want to support us, go and sign the petition at stopthecensorship.ca. You can watch our coverage, and in the same time, if you want, you can donate generously to help us with this cause.